Welcome back, you all, to CHD 202. This is Chapter 21, Guiding Play and Puppetry Experiences. Play is an important part of a young child's day and is essential for optimal child development. Young children love to pretend and play make-believe. Such fantasy play provides opportunities for growth and development. Play also encourages experimentation and discovery. Young children are like actors without stage fright. They say what they feel and they feel what they say. By observing children at play, you will gain insight into their cognitive, physical, social, and emotional development. Play is basically a window into their minds. Dramatic play is a form of play in which a single child imitates another person or acts out a situation. Sociodramatic play involves several children imitating others and acting out situations together. It is the most complex form of play seen in early childhood settings. Puppetry is another type of play that allows children to imitate others. Children go through several stages of play before they are able to take part in sociodramatic play. The first stage of play is solitary play, and infants are most often in this stage because they are playing by themselves. Their play is basically exploratory in nature, and until about 9 months of age, infants explore single objects. And after this, they can examine multiple objects at once. Parallel play is typical of 2-year-olds. In parallel play, children play beside each other, but not with each other. All the children may be involved in similar activities, but there is little interaction among the children. Children in this age group focus more on play materials on their own. Associative play is the first type of social play where children interact with one another while engaging in a similar activity. The play is loosely organized, so there is not a definite goal, division of labor, or product. Cooperative play is the final stage of play, and it is between 2 or more children. As children grow socially and emotionally, they begin playing with peers for short periods of time. Gradually, they learn to respect property and the rights of others. This is a clue that they are gaining social skills. It is at this stage in cooperative play that sociodramatic play begins. Children move through 3 stages of material use in their play. The first stage of material use is called the manipulative stage. At this stage, a child handles props. So, for example, when given a baby bottle, children in the manipulative stage will just screw and unscrew the top. The second stage is called the functional stage. During this stage, the child will use the prop as it is intended. So, an example would be when given that baby bottle, they're actually going to use it to pretend feed a doll. The third stage is called imaginative stage. Children in this stage do not need real props. They are able to separate purpose from use. The child's imagination leads the way. So instead of feeding the doll with a bottle, they may use their finger, a pencil, a stick, a clothespin, anything that might actually take the place of that bottle. Sociodramatic play is a time when children will mimic adult roles. They may play at being the wife, husband, mommy, daddy, doctor, police officer, and this is all called role playing. Role playing allows children to try out a variety of roles. Children benefit in many ways from participating in sociodramatic play. From this type of play, children grow cognitively, physically, socially, and emotionally. As children generate plots and storylines, their language skills and creativity and imagination are fostered. Physical development is promoted through the play actions of children, like sweeping the floor or ironing, dressing dolls, zipping, that kind of thing. They also learn what kind of behavior upsets another child. They learn how to get along with others and discover important social skills, gradually learning how to balance their play to satisfy and please others. Themes for sociodramatic play will vary. They often focus on everyday situations that children will experience. Teachers will often provide props that complement a unit of study as well as the children's interests. And one thing that we should keep in mind is that themes will change with age. The emphasis in 3-year-old children's play is on process. So there is no pre-planned plot or theme. Real and pretend are still not firmly separated at this age. So the child becomes what he or she imitates. Routines at this stage at the 3-year-olds are very important. They always begin their day with, so you would always begin their day with the same activity. 4-year-old children are more likely to take part in sociodramatic play. So their play is not primarily centered around the home, okay? They will imitate lots of different roles and they will change them frequently. So what is your role as the teacher or caregiver? The first role of the teacher is to be a planner. The teacher needs to act as a resource person who provides the materials and the space. The quality of the toys and the activities that you provide in the classroom will also affect the time that they spend during that sociodramatic play. You should provide interesting props, even real props that will enhance their play. So for example, instead of supplying small plastic firefighter hats, maybe you could get a real hat from a local fire station, and make sure that you change out your props often in order to maintain that interest. The teacher's role also includes listening, coaching, observing, modeling, and reinforcing. Listening helps you find out what is meaningful to the children, which helps you create an inviting environment. Coaching requires that you provide children with ideas for difficult situations. For instance, a child may not want to be a baker because there is no baker's hat. So you could simply coach or suggest that the child use a paper bag as a hat. Observing requires the teacher to watch the children, their interactions, and their use of materials. In modeling, you're actually going to show the children the appropriate behavior to use during their sociodramatic play. So let's talk a little bit about puppetry. Puppetry involves the use of puppets in play. A puppet is a figure designed in likeness to an animal or a human. Puppets are powerful learning tools for young children. They help self-conscious children act out their feelings, such as anger and love. They let all children can learn how to communicate their feelings and thoughts using puppets. And puppets can be used to help children solve problems. So there are types of puppets. There are hand puppets, mascot puppets, and me puppets. Some teachers will choose to have a mascot puppet in their classroom. These are typically large. They remain in the classroom all year, so they need to be very well made because they will be handled by both the teacher and the children. And they're used a lot of times in helping to set up routines and activities that will be going on in the classroom. Also, make sure that you take a look. We're going to actually do some making puppets. We're going to talk about puppet stage, changing our voices, and telling a story like actually in class with puppets. So we'll go over that part of the chapter actually in our classroom. So puppetry experiences provide children the chance to explore emotions, thoughts, and situations. And you can use lots of different types of puppets with children depending on what their needs are. Puppets can be purchased or they can be handmade, and most puppet stories are written by the teachers. So I hope you enjoyed listening to chapter 21, and make sure you check out your Blackboard course and all the supplemental materials that are there for you. Join me next week.